Hello, everyone. So today I'm going to be discussing what it means when you have the moon in Virgo. So when you have the moon in Virgo, you have the moon, which is the most sensitive planet in the solar system, our solar system. And then you have Virgo going into the constellation of Virgo, which is the most detail-oriented sign in the zodiac. So I have my notes here because there's a lot to cover with this energy of the moon in Virgo because Virgo is so detail oriented. Virgo is really all about the routines, your day to day things you do in the daytime, development, seeking to really understand the connection between the mind and the body. So, Virgos have a really big affinity with the body, understanding the body, the digestion of food in the body, what comes into the body, and how to use it and how to discard of what is not basically of any need or the body can't use that for anything. This is the same way the energy of the moon in Virgo functions. It's really all about discernment. What is it that I need? What is it that I don't need? So it's really big on rituals with the moon in Virgo because it's a sixth house energy. And the sixth house has to do with what we do every day that makes us basically the person that we are. What you do every day, the habits that you form, the way that you go about your day, what you eat in the morning, what you eat at night, that's really a habit. That's a Virgo thing. It's Virgo's energy that really projects all that outside of the body. So it really has a big affinity over like your diaphragm, intestines, your bowels, your solar perplex, the nervous system. It's really big. Moon and Virgo energy is really big with the nervous system because Virgo has such a interesting mind. The mind is always pondering. The mind is always thinking of something. The mind is always thinking of something to do, what it must accomplish. It has more of a calculative approach to a lot of things, um, and it demands a lot from itself when it is doing something, and it also demands a lot from the other people that are around it. That's why it's always trying to fix something or fix someone that they know. They um they're big on trying to make your life better if you're in their life. They try to maximize your life and make, like, if you have an issue or a problem, they try to find the detail. What was the main problem here? What was the glitch that this person missed? And then they'll go in and literally try to help you solve that problem with this little detail that you probably missed. That's why the Virgo moon and Virgos tend to be really good at accounting for things, looking at the fine details of things, understanding how little pieces of things add up. This is more of a moon in Virgo energy. It's very strong, detail oriented energy. So they have a certain view sometimes of the way life is supposed to be and the way that life and the ways of life of other people around them is supposed to be, maybe from their upbringing, how they were raised, like how they were taught, okay, a young man or a young woman is supposed to act in public. This is more so of a moon in Virgo type of quality, that they were probably taught how to be when they were younger, instead of really just understanding, just being impulsive. Sometimes the impulsiveness is not something that usually comes out in the moon in Virgo unless there's some other planetary activity or aspects to that moon. So they study themselves and they study people. They're always sizing up all aspects of basically their lovers, their friends, their family. And discernment is a really big word for a moon in Virgo. Discernment, knowing what to give energy to and what not to give energy to, because remember, the moon in Virgo has a lot to do with the digestive system of the human body. So again, what the body really needs to survive and what the body really doesn't need, it sends it to the waste portion. This is where the Scorpio energy comes in. This is why Virgo and Scorpio sextile each other, because they're able to release and let go of things that you really just don't need in the body. You don't need in your life either. Same thing with the moon energy, but it's doing it sometimes unconsciously. So it is. I find this energy of the moon in Virgo to be very work. The work will is very strong. There's a strong dynamic of um, how important the energy of work is, and how important the energy of being of service is to other people, helping other people, and then helping also themselves. But then as they it's like a self-help energy. So as they self-help themselves, they find other ways of how to work and self-help other people as well. So they create habits with their work. It's very important for them. But Virgo is still a mutable sign, so it can change and to towards the environment that it's been in. But it's because Virgo is very quick-witted. It has a really quick way of analyzing things very quickly, picking up energy that, or picking up ways that people function mentally, so that it can understand how to communicate with other people in different environments as well. But mostly a moon in Virgo would feel a lot better in more domestic environments, more work environments, where they feel like they're being of use, they're being of service. They don't just like to be somewhere and be idle. They're more so, let me help you with this, let me do this with you. This is more of a moon in Virgo, because they're hypercritical. They're hypercritical also sometimes. But they're also, it's funny because they're hypercritical, but they're very accepting of everyone, because they understand the dynamics of human beings, the good, the bad. They understand how they have to get over certain things, and how life can be, for Moon and Virgo. This is mostly about the self-sacrificial energy that they have, where they try to help, give so much. Because when you think about Virgo, it's really an energy of really understanding the self, really understanding other people, understanding the self through internal understanding, like understanding the mind, understanding how they function, what is the problems that they have, looking at the body, what is the issues of the body that they go through, and then how to actually um, assist the body by using sometimes herbs, using sometimes different ways of medical ways of healing themselves. They're really into kind of like that self-help health kind of thing as well. You'll find them mostly in health professions or beauty professions, anything that details have to be really really big on. Like, so if a moon in Virgo is watching this video, they probably know I'm trying to block my eyebrows because I didn't get them done. So this is a moon in Virgo, really analytical, really seeing very detailed things on someone, and what's their strong point, what's their weak point, and then working from there with that person. So hygiene is very important for a moon in Virgo. They're very big on having their hygienes, and people around them have very clean. Cleanliness is next to like godliness. This is kind of like a quote from a moon in Virgo. So it takes time for this energy, to build up to their self-confidence, because Virgo is a very insecure sign. It takes time for a Virgo to mature. Misunderstandings, because of the way that they basically don't they might not express their affection and their emotion the same way as everybody else does. It takes some time to understand the nature of touch, the nature of feeling, the nature of affection, because there's so much sometimes repression within the expression of the emotions with Virgo, because they're using logic to try to understand emotions. They don't want to express that sometimes, so they keep that very very close. I would say around the Saturn return, around the age of 28, 29, this is kind of when they kind of slowly start to let go of certain things, if they've had some kind of rigidity with their emotions. Being taken advantage of is something that's very possible with the moon in Virgo, because Virgo, again, is such a naive sign. It's such a virginess sign. It's such a sign that needs to learn a lot as it goes along life, and they may get taken advantage of, but they will learn. As the life goes on, they will learn more about how to set boundaries between themselves and other people, because Pisces is the other side of Virgo. So Virgo energy doesn't have boundaries with people in their life, and their energy gets it's more exerted, instead of using some energy for themselves as well. So, finding out what you value is going to be very important for a Virgo. Find out what you value, your earthy energy. Until you find out what you value, it's going to be very easy for you to probably get swayed into a lot of different things. You're going to probably have a lot of judgment about yourself and insecurities. These are things that are coming from like your adolescence and the way you probably looked and viewed yourself when you were younger. But, we grow, we change, we evolve. And also to learning to evaluate what is right and wrong. What are your moral codes? What's your moral compass? If you don't want to be around something, understanding if you feel something, if your emotions is telling you something, learning to pay attention to those emotions instead of logically thinking, oh, no, this is this. I'm just, just listen to those emotions. Sometimes they may help you. So, what can Virgo ask itself? What have you done? So have you done what is most important to you? And if not, why not? That's something you can ask yourself as a Virgo. You can also ask yourself, who are your friends? What do they give you and what do you give them in a relationship? And if you can't find any good things or three good things about a friendship that you give and they give, most likely it's mostly you that's being the giver and of service and with no boundaries, because people will come to you, Virgo, because they know you probably will not be able to say no if you're one of those Virgos that have issues with boundaries. So, the theme is the need to relate to others emotionally, mentally, physically. There's often kind of like a sacrifice with yourself with the moon in Virgo that happens sometimes in relationships where the energy wants the relationship be so productive, so to go well, that they could be also sometimes parenting to their partner. So that's another thing with the moon in Virgo. With the sixth house energy, I would say work towards your dreams. If you have a moon in Virgo, then that means you're working towards understanding your emotions, understanding your body when it speaks to you, understanding how your work is a very big part and it projects a lot about your emotional nature. And understanding more so about how to accept yourself and letting things flow sometimes with the moon in Virgo. So you want to learn things, you want to utilize what you learn, you want to be productive with those things. Just check your surroundings, make sure your surroundings is in support of that. And if not, a lot of times with moon and Virgos, just make sure that you find expression in a very practical way you're into the arts. Repressed sexuality and creative energy can also happen with the moon in Virgo. If you're frustrated in your creative zone or in your sexual department and your self-expression department, it can be hard for you to have like a creative energy come out of you. So it's like unexpressed anger sometimes when you find that you're angry about something and you go into logic. It'll be really good if you can probably put these into maybe a book, write something, go for a walk. Remember, you're very nervous. You have a high strung energy with the nervous system. So doing something that can loosen up your body, kind of bring you back into the body instead of the mind. So like exercise, even cooking, something that takes you out of the mind and into your body would be really good. I would say yoga, breathing exercises, stretching, and this should be done daily, like ritually, because your moon is in Virgo. This is important for your energy ritually. So let's see, do I have anything else with a moon in Virgo? No, I think that's about all that I can think of to cover for the moon in Virgo. If there is anything else, I will put it at the bottom of the link. So if you really like this interpretation of the moon in Virgo and it resonates with you and you would like to book a reading with me, you can email me at aquilaastrology@gmail.com. And I'll see you guys later. Thank you very much. Bye.